searching both this world and its twin, looking for a place that I might belong, more than a shadow to all my sin. Now maybe it's time to step up, like I've never seen a better reason why. Come here, darling, I'm gonna lose me in those flashing hot emerald eyes. Try to be the word when you can't listen, I try to be the voice when you can't sing. I try to be the eyes that you see through when darkness covers everything. I wanna rescue you from your nightmares and be a part of all your dreams. I wanna be the eyes that you see through when darkness covers everything. Hello and welcome. Thank you for watching. This is not a fancy prospecting suit. It's a bee suit because we're doing bees today. And we thought we'd show you around and show you what we're doing. We split the hives and they're today. Now, should we check with the hip bee? The hip bee, this is his favorite day. Let's go check with the hip bee, see what he has to say first.
Hey, all you groovy dudes and your slap-happy hippies. This is Hip B, and I'm here to give you the weather. Let's go! There's no clouds, it's a beautiful day. It's a groovy day, real groovy. It's 68 degrees, nice and sunny. Great day to split the hives. This is my favorite day. All the new queens are coming. I got a dab of honey behind each ear. Gotta court the queen. That's right, yeah. My brother Al, he went out with the queen last year, but he never came home. All right. Toodaloo.
Thank you, Hip Bee, for that wonderful weather report on this beautiful bee day. Now, the reason that we split hives is to keep them from swarming, because naturally that's what bees do. They want to swarm in the spring. All healthy hives, that's how they multiply. And they swarm when a new queen is born, and then the old queen takes half the bees and bugs out. No pun intended. So to prevent that, we split the hives and trick them into thinking they've already swarmed, and they don't do it. By splitting them into two hives, and the queen's in one and the other one, the original hive, they can make their own queen from young brood, or you can add a queen to it. We do both, depending on the look of the hive. Anything else we need to add before we show them around?
Nope, just we're going to be doing Taranov splits.
Oh, it's a Taranov split. In this method, we did it last year. We've tried regular splits. This seems to work really well. You can do a regular split, but the bees might not, you might not trick the bees into swarming. This always works. And it seems like they believe they've swarmed, so they don't do it again. And that's the difference between a Taranov split and a regular split. I got that right?
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough. Let's show you around. I'm going to show you the smoker. Inside there, I packed in tightly leaves, pine needles. I got some wood shavings in there, and you just pack them in there nice and tight. Close it up. And this is how I light it. People have different ways. This is the way I do it. I take a nice blowtorch like that, and I put it on the outside of the can. Whoops, went out.
Not quite like that, though. That way you can start it from the bottom.
Yeah. There you go. You get it pumping. set to go.
These are called Taranov splits, and it's like a false swarm. This is a way of splitting your hive so that it doesn't swarm on you, and once it swarms, if it's close enough, you can catch it, but many times they go way up in the trees and you can't get to them.
The board.
That little ramp right there that the bees climb up.
And the sheet really just helps us keep them together. Because when we can scoop them up and...
Well, they'll climb up the sheet. They'll climb right up the sheet and hang on the end of that board, and some will go right in the box sometimes. Now that hive's packed with bees. Look at all those bees. First thing you do is you remove the 2 boxes that are there. The smoker forces the bees to go back down onto the frames.
We need to put that box. Here's a good frame of brood. Right?
That was the frame of brood, and we'll also add a frame of food. When the bees naturally swarm, they gorge themselves with honey before they leave, so they have plenty of honey to stop their new colony. When you force a swarm like this, they're leaving without any food, so you got to give them something to get them going. We're putting the original hive back together, and that's all done. We just wait for that to form into a ball. Looks like some of them are already going into the new hive. Those guys are all pretty calm down there.
Now, these bees have now pretty much all climbed in. They're all underneath. See, they're all underneath there. They went up and under. And it's time to put them all in now. So we're going to give them a little shake, I think.
There's still a lot of bees on that.
Ready? We're going to show you where all the queen is and where most of the bees are. Right down there. Hey.
In that cluster
Yeah.
is the queen.
We tap them off. Like that. And we put a lid on it.
With the tower knob split, you take each frame out and you shake it onto the sheet. And all the newer bees that don't fly, they walk up to the top of the sheet. And the old queen that comes out of the hive, she's in there too, and she won't generally fly. She'll walk up the sheet, and there's a board under it, and they'll go down under the underside and form a swarm. And this is the way of getting a swarm from your bees instead of waiting till they naturally do it, and chances are they're going to end up just flying away on you and you lose your bees.
Yeah, you can prevent them from swarming.
Is that the top?
Now that we have all the hives split and it's getting later in the evening and they're all inside of the splits, I can move them to where I want to move them. I got a little cart here and I'm putting them in the back of the truck because they're going to a farm on the other side of town. So let's move them.
Here we are at the farm, and this is a friend's farm, and they're getting 2 hives, and Prospector Wes is out there delivering one.
Okay, we have all the hives split and spread around town where they go. And now I came back to the house to make these. And I got some bigger ones over there, I'll show you. It's a 50% just regular white granulated sugar and water. I use warm water, dilute it. So it's a sugar water syrup 50-50 mixture. And we're gonna feed only the young ones, just for a few days to give them a head start, because by the time May gets here, there'll be plenty of nectar for them, and we want them to get the real stuff. Now let me show you. So these are 2 new hives. Now the one on the bottom has no queen, the one on the top has a queen. I'm going to feed them for about a day or 2 and then combine them. Same thing with this one. That's the food I'm going to put. That's right there. I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to feed them for a day or 2. The bottom one has no queen. The top one has a queen. And after a day or 2, I'm going to combine them, and I'll show you how to do that. It's called a newspaper combine. So we're probably going to be doing that next. Hello, it's the next day. And it's a beautiful day. And we got queens to put in the original hives. Now, the original hive could make their own queen with young brood. They feed it royal jelly, but then that queen has to take 20 days to hatch, and then it has to go on a mating flight, and all that has to take place before they start laying eggs. And if anything goes wrong, then the hive will fail. So what we do is we put a queen in those old hives, a mated queen, and they start laying right away, and it gives it a jump start. And that's what we're doing today, if we don't get stung. Let's do it. All right, the queen is in there, has a red dot. See? That's the queen. There's a cork on that end, but on this end, in there, there's like sugar candy, and they're going to eat that and let the queen out. And that gives them time to adjust so the bees in the hive just don't kill the queen right away. Once her pheromone gets in the hive, they'll accept her. Now we're going to put them in. Now I put the candy going up. So if one of her attendant bees that are in there dies, they don't fall down and block the opening. And we put that in there like that. Look at the bee stinger in the camera. It.
As soon as you turn it on, there's something they can hear moving, and then they don't like it, and they start attacking it. There's another one trying to attack it.
The bee stinger. Yeah. And that's why they die. Their whole abdomen gets ripped out. These two hives are ones that we split yesterday. They're new, and I moved some of these to around town yesterday during the day, and the reason I could do that is because when you do a Taranov split, the bees that are with the new split are bees that really haven't gone out and flown. They're young nurse bees, so I was able to move them. Now, you can't do that with a normal hive that has foraging bees in it, because if you move it, the bees that are out foraging are going to come back and the hive will be gone. They won't know where it is. But the new hives just have young nurse bees. So I was able to move them, and it'll take them a while. The nurse bees will eventually go out and forage, and that's why we're feeding them. But these two, there's a queen in this one, and there's no queen in this one. So we're going to combine these into one hive using what they call a newspaper combine. We're going to show you how that's done. They're already building. Now, what you do is you find the political section. You put that on there and they'll chew that up. You put a piece of newspaper over the bottom hive like this. And then you take this one, before I do that, I gotta poke a couple of small holes. few small holes like that. Then I put that on before the wind blows it away. And that's it. Now what the bees will do is this gives, if you just put this right on top without the newspaper, the bees in the top that are not used to this queen may go right down and kill her. And that'll be the end. But with the newspaper in there, with the little holes, her pheromone has time to go up into this hive. That's another reason why I had it right above this hive. And that pheromone, after a little while, they'll chew their way through and they'll get used to it, the queen, and they won't kill her. And that's how it is. Now, this is going to be one hive. That's it. I'd like to take this time to thank our members, those who hit that join button. These names you see on the screen are those members, and they are special people. These people help us to continue making these videos. If you'd like to be on this screen, hit that join button and become a member. Thank you. All right, it's time to pick the winner for last week's giveaway of that smoky quartz donated by the Northeast Prospector. Check them out up there in Littleton, New Hampshire if you are in the area. All right, good luck, everyone. Adventures of a Fire Starter. Congratulations, you won that great smoky quartz. Send me an email to westprawn@aol.com and we'll get you information, get that right out to you. Congratulations. Well, everything's done. We've got all the beehives split and combined where they needed combining. We got all the new queens in and they're ready to go to make honey this spring. And you can get honey at thehipbee.com. And all other kinds of beehive products as well as prospecting equipment. We'll be back on the river next time. But we thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Till next week. Peace.
Peace.